you ever loved something so much that you just want to make it happen every day? Me neither.
This is a podcast a day. 313, I think. Couple things here. Nothing that crazy. But what would you do for money? Sorry, let me ask that again. Who would you sue for money? You know what I mean? Suing people. It's a classic thing. It's probably one of the one things where I'm not like a man of the people. I think for the most part, I'm a man. I'm not really a man of the people. That makes it sound like I'm like up at the front or whatever. I'm a man in the people. No, I would. This is something to. This isn't the point I wanted to make. All I really want to say is that for the most part, I'm gonna be on the side of not like the big companies, the big corporations, or whatever. Our Disney overlords and all this stuff and stuff. I'm gonna be on the the side of all of us. Oh, it's unfair. The council, they take our money, tax and that. It's not good. We pay too much and nothing's better. I'm whatever's a good fight. I want to fight the good fight. Apart from when I see stuff like people suing people for this, that's when I never give the benefit. Well, I very rarely give the benefit of the doubt. I remember most critical did a story. I spoke about a story where a woman was trying to sue McDonald's for their kid getting burnt by a chicken nugget. She was like, the chicken nugget was dangerously hot. Why would you serve me a chicken nugget that hot? It burnt my kid. Give me cash. At the same time, though, he also did a story, and this is what I mean by I'm not. I corrected myself when I said I never give benefit of doubt. Sometimes, because there was the other time where like people died from drinking this high caffeinated drink from like fast food adjacent place or whatever, and like the caffeine was labeled on the bottle, but it wasn't listed with other caffeinated drinks. It was just listed next to like bottles of water and Fanta and stuff. So you're just drinking this lemonade, thinking this is just lemonade. It's like me drinking a Sprite. It's just like a lemonade drink that's packaged up called something different. And then they died from it because they had like heart palpitation conditions, and then it was too much caffeine and they like exploded or some shit, right? In those cases, it's like, yeah, there's actually something here. I don't know what the stats are. It feels like 99% of people suing people probably doesn't work because it's like easy money. It's like, oh, obviously I'm going to try and sue you. I fell over. I could get up again. You're never going to knock me down. Or I could not get up again. You are going to knock me down. And I'm going to sue you for it for however much money. I just feel like for the most part, when something actually bad does happen to you, well, at least to me, when it actually comes to it, and it's like, do you want to press charges? Something happens and they're like, do you want to press charges? Do you want to take this any further? In the moment, you usually, and even if you're in your rights to, even like actually in your rights to, you're like, nah, I just can't be asked. Like, no, it's probably more hassle than it's worth, and no, I just kind of want to get on my day. I'm just happy it's done, type thing. So I just feel like for the most part, to be that a certain type of person is suing, because even when you're in your rights to sue, most people won't. So I just feel like you got to be a certain type of person to sue. This is a long intro to get into what the actual thing is, and obviously sometimes you should sue or whatever. Like you're well in your rights to, obviously. But I just mean for like the Squid Games thing. I test the games. I was one of the game testers. I know it's very random and weird. I don't know why. For the Squid game show that everyone now watched on Netflix, the crazy game show where desperate people for money went on there and they ended up crying because they needed the money badly, and then it was like a reality show then we watched it for entertainment. Yeah, classic. That thing, and how everyone was complaining about how there was a girl, she was like crying because she was squatting, and you're thinking, what? You couldn't squat for 10 seconds? But in reality, when they was filming it, she was squatting for like 40 minutes. Yeah, we did that. So we're in this big studio. It was in the exact same warehouse. They had it painted the same way, and the big doll was there, and they'd make us walk, and then we'd stop. And yeah, it played out the exact same way, and it was in the winter, and it was cold. And they told us we're trying to fine tune it, so it's going to be quicker in the actual show. But for you have to wait. And yeah, it was like 40 minutes. You just be waiting. We weren't on the line for huge amounts of cash, so people were just standing normally and just talking, moving their heads and that. No one was in weird, kung fu style positions from where they had frozen, had to stay there because their house mortgage was on the line and they needed this money desperately or some shit, right? But still, yeah, we did that. And it was like cold, yeah. Beforehand, they told you, guys, it's cold. If anyone's too cold or feels cold at any point and they want to step out, raise your hand, say you're cold, let us know. We've got hand warmers and shit. We'll pass them around if you want to come back at any point if you feel ill. Like, they are covering their asses at every moment, and they're like being very. And in the moment, I was thinking, it's cold, but I'm not like, it's not Baltic. I'm not gonna like, it's not. This is like, I very easily stood there for like the whole time and was like, it's brisk, it's chilly, but whatever. And then when you died, you had to lie on the floor in the fetus position. Like, it wasn't like I was down there, like type thing. At any point, yeah, it's like, you want to step out, step out. We're gonna give you this and that. You can go back to the tents where the heaters are and shit and that. So it's like, and this is the big Netflix thing. They're not gonna leave themselves any room to. And you also, they probably signed NDA, well, not NDAs, that's not what an NDA is, but signed waiver form shit that they're covered in any type of way. Mass people trying to like sue. It was unfair working conditions and this and that, and it's like, you're filming a game show or testing for a game show, to like win money, and the whole point is you're meant to like do challenges to win it, and it's huge amounts of money. Like, the challenges are difficult. It's cold while doing these challenges. That's not ideal, I guess. But like, it's a game show where you do challenges for money, and you're like, no, the challenge, no, but it was cold while doing it though, and like, it's meant to be like, no one said it was going to be like, perfect conditions, ideal conditions. We're going to make this easy for you or whatever. Like, yeah, in the game, I assumed as well they would have cut the time down where you were waiting in between. But if anything, yeah, it makes it harder. You want to win like however many millions it was, right? Yeah. Try and stand still for 40 minutes, And like, I hate to be that guy or whatever, but like, in a normal job, if you're working like many labourer jobs, like, it's going to be cold, you're going to feel cold. Like, suing someone cause it was cold, like, if it was so cold, you could have stopped, been like, I'm out, I guess, and left. Like, you weren't. It's just like, you know what I mean. And so from that, I've kind of built this whole thing. Whenever I see someone trying to sue, because I was there and I know it wasn't that deep, and I saw people trying to sue over that, the people I was with, I think it was the people suing from the game test and stuff. So it was like, it wasn't that, or it was the people from the actual show, but it's like, I just did it, so like, I knew it wasn't. It was just nothing. It's just like, now I have this pessimistic thing to like, oh, people trying to sue again. This is 8 minutes of build up just to say, Maya Goth, I think that's how you say it, is getting sued for kicking a extra in the head and taunting him, in quotation marks, saying things along the lines of, what are you going to do about it? Sue me? Yeah, apparently. So you could argue, you asked for it. I can't remember if in the tweet I read, it was labeled as she accidentally. They left that out, so I'm unsure. Also, that kind of leads me to believe she walked up to someone and just booted them in the skull. I don't know if that's wouldn't that not just be assault? Would getting kicked in the head, would that just be like pressing some kind of charges or whatever? Like, you're telling them for assault. Suing's a weird thing. It makes me feel like you was an extra laying down on the ground and she was like running fast. She kicked you in the head or something by accident. And like, the one thing holding it back is she is in a relationship with Shia LaBeouf, and it's like, oh, he's rubbing off on you. Feels like a very controversial relationship or whatever they get up to, whatever stuff. I think she is anyway. So like, I guess that's whatever. But just like, in my mind, like, it would be like by accident, and being the actor in that position, you've got a bunch of other extras who are probably also on set who've just witnessed you accidentally kick someone in the head. You've got like all of the crew and just like the secondary, like the main crew, like the director and like the assistant director and like any other kind of like high up people, and then just like lower down people like ADs and like the people looking after the extras and just like catering people and this and that. Just like a bunch of people. As the actor, whether you're a dick or not, you got to present as you're not. Like, you're not going to immediately kick someone in the head and turn around and be like, what? Type thing. So you'd want to be like extra polite, but oh my God, I'm so sorry, and this and that. As the extra, in my mind, it's more likely that you in that position be like, I just got kicked in the head. How can I make the most out of this? You start going, you react angrily. They go, all right, chill. You're like, no, you kicked me in the head, bitch. And then you would be like, okay, what are you gonna do about it though? Really, what, are you gonna sue me for it? I said I'm sorry. And then they went and sold this story to a paper, and at least made some kind of money off it in some way. It just feels so forced, these things, and like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I gotta give, because even though they're like celebrities, and do they really deserve my benefit of doubt? They are also people, and they were probably just normal people before they became celebrities. And it's just like, you probably get this shit happening all the time. People just trying to sue for like stuff, and suing when it's not warranted. It's like, I don't know. You could argue it's kind of like a, what's it called, a faceless crime, or like, crimes like stealing from a big bank. It's like you're stealing from like an individual who lives on your street. You're stealing from like a big faceless corporation. It's kind of like less bad, or like, it's a bigger crime and you're getting more trouble, but it feels like less whatever. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, they're probably fucking corrupt or something anyway. You could argue the same thing about trying to sue a celebrity or like Disney or some shit, or like Netflix. So realistically, with the Netflix things, yeah, true. Netflix, fuck Netflix, where they putting up the price all the time and they're annoying and shit. It's like, Squid Game people, you're right. So Disney as well and all that kind of other shit. You could argue the same thing with celebrity. It's like, I'd make great money from it and it'd barely scratch them. But it also was just kind of scummy. I don't know. Disingenuous. I don't know. God. I've done about 3 of these in a row along with something else. I've still got my shoes and I haven't took them off since I came in. I'm wearing too many layers and the heating's on too strong, and it wasn't on when I first came in, and it was kind of warm and it was nice when I first came in. It was warming up, but now I just feel a little bit too hot. You know what I mean? When like you first come into a place and you overcompensate, and then you realize actually it's too hot now, and you're like, your skin's kind of stinging a bit, and I'm kind of in that point, and I'm tired and I'm hungry and I kind of need to go to a toilet a little bit. And I still got another 2 things to talk about on this list. So, I guess let's do that then. 2 TV show related things. Firstly, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I actually saw the trailer of and I thought it looked decent. From what I heard about it, from what I just sort of guessed by it, I thought I was going to watch the trailer and it was going to give me the vibes of The Grey Man. That crappy Netflix film with Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, and other people probably, and it just was kind of mid crap. Oh, Gosling, the Gosman. I was kind of getting that vibe because I saw a lot of like negative feedback and people clowning it just based off of what seemingly was screenshots. And then I kind of realized people were just clowning it because I don't know if there's like lore behind Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or this is some kind of reboot, or if this is based on something, if there's Mr. and Mrs. Smith lore. But I think essentially it's because they're apparently Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the whole characters are meant to be attractive, and Donald Glover and whoever's playing the woman, who I'm not sure. I'll Google it though. What her name is. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I say this every time. I can type fast and this I'm using one hand. Cast. Oh yeah, it is based in something. And to be fair, the original was played by Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, who a lot of people stan over. So, yeah, I'm assuming they thought Donald Glover and Maya Erskine didn't live up to that billing, which that you're entitled to your opinion, but what I will say is, people are so harsh, man. People are so harsh. I remember when people saw Mark Zuckerberg's wife for the first time and they was appalled, outraged. Oh, she's hideous. Oh, because people are just so used to, like, you see a billionaire, you see like a rich person in any kind of lane, you go, oh, they're gonna have a supermodel on their wrist. And they saw a normal looking person and they were outraged. Why is Mark Zuckerberg's wife so ugly? Is what people howled. And it's like, she's just a normal looking woman. If anything, Mark Zuckerberg is still punching because he's Mark Zuckerberg, and she's just a normal looking woman with children in her 30s or whatever. Looked like a primary school teacher. Mark Zuckerberg still very easily punching. He's Mark Zuckerberg. He might not even be human. So just crazy. And then once again, like, Donald Glover and Maya Erskine, who I don't know before seeing this trailer, are not ugly people, This is going to sound very hippie-ish, like a hippie. or whatever, or free spiritish. But from getting older, I've realized ugly people, it's like not really a thing. Like if you're a geezer, you grow a beard, whoa, glow up. And if you're a geezette, you you finally take off those glasses. Oh my god, I didn't know you were so beautiful under there. That, no. But I mean, and you style your hair differently or whatever, and it's like, for most people, if you drank, I don't drink enough water. I really should, but if you drink water, um, and like you eat a fine diet or something, like everyone on earth is like a 7 out of 10 realistically. Like even the people you stand over most or whatever, fawn over most, these celebrities, when you see them in person, you're like, oh yeah, everyone's like a 7 really. And then you can do yourself up and make yourself, on a good day, or you brush up clean, you're like an 8, feeling like a 9, whatever. But like everyone's like a 7, and if everyone's a 7, then basically everyone's a 10. That's my positive message of the day. But no, I actually thought the trailer looked pretty good, and also I just got to come out the gate swinging because I like Donald Glover. I think he's a good actor. I think he's a good artist. And I liked Atlanta, and um, yeah, I'm going a bit loopy. It's a series as well, I think. Spy comedy television series. I wasn't cringed out. Sometimes you watch a comedy, you're like, oh, the joke's gonna cringe me, and I didn't think they did. I was watching. I thought these. I think a lot of it to do with the editing as well. The editing, I thought was edited good for it. Comes out 2nd of February. I'm not promoting it. I'm not in the film, but yeah, it's got a decent cast as well. It's got. I can't even pronounce her name, but this girl who was in the second Black Panther movie, got Paul Dano in it. The Dan Man, that little creepy actor. That's mean, but he does play little creepoids. You know what I'm trying to say? He's kind of like not as much as Barry Kogan, but that kind of lane of he plays creepy little men. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch it in protest. I don't watch a lot of series, but I might actually watch that one. I don't think it looked too bad. I don't really get what's happening. They're like not in a relationship, but they're forced to be in a relationship to like kill people. But it doesn't seem like they want to be killing people or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. What was the other thing? Oh. For the people who care, which I'm assuming is all of you, young Sheldon will be getting a spin-off show. That's right, the spin-off of Big Bang Theory will be getting its own spin-off, which is crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's younger Sheldon. I don't know who asked for it. But those who wanted to expand their Big Bang Theory lore, you will be getting that soon with another spin-off of the beloved property. How low can you go? How much more of young Sheldon do we need? I actually love young Sheldon and Sheldon and Big Bang Theory in general. Not actually watching it, but I love that it exists. I just love it being a meme that people clown on. It's actually not that bad of a show. It's just kind of mid. I've watched probably 60% of it. Look, it doesn't touch Friends and other sitcoms, and it's not great, but I just like it being a meme and it being fun to clown on. Then yeah, great. Oh my god, I need to pee. There's the dog. Great timing. 3:13 on 3:14.